Hello, my name is Gunnar Harrington, and I would like to introduce you to my multiplayer map, Unanimity. Unanimity is a symmetrical 4v4 multiplayer map that was designed primarily for Capture the Flag, but also supports Slayer, aka Deathmatch, Strongholds, Assault, and the Halo classic, Oddball. The idea for this map originated from an achievement in Halo Wars where the player had to deactivate a light bridge in the game's campaign to kill enemy units. That achievement gave me the idea of what if I could achieve something similar, but in a more traditional Halo multiplayer experience. During the initial concept phase of this map, I went through multiple iterations of how the bridge can be incorporated into a layout in a way that would be fun with or without the bridge being active. I ultimately chose a horseshoe design so that the bridge could have a vital position for objective game modes, while still having a viable and fun area for players to fight in. This map's layout has changed drastically over the course of its development. Its original layout had everything on one floor of varying elevation and was much smaller than what it would eventually become. After just the first blockout, the single floor concept proved very quickly to not be a good idea. One of the first major changes to the layout then became both teams' home bases. To provide more of a siege feel to the map when assaulting an enemy team's base, as well as provide a more secure and safe area for players to respawn in, the bases were changed to 2 stories. The second major change to the original layout was the middle base. The middle base went through multiple iterations, the first of those being the loss of its bottom floor. Proving quickly to muddy the gameplay experience too much, it was completely cut from the map to make Traversal more focused and provide one less escape route for flag carriers and Capture the Flag. To make up for this, the middle base then received 2 long landing platforms extruding out of its left and right sides that also served as counter-sniping platforms against the home bases. The middle base would then also receive significantly more cover than what was originally intended, to provide a close quarters area for players to fight in, while also keeping some long-range sightlines. The next area to be changed were the elbows that connected the middle base to the home bases. During the initial concept phase, I really had no idea how to make this play well and only figured it out through trial and error. At one point, it was a no man's land that players had to simply get through as quickly as possible, but eventually became more of an in-between traversal zone, with large objects that acted as cover for players. The elbows also encourage a modification to both teams' bases. The front of the base was brought out to add cover as well as add a minor gravity lift that would take players from the very front of their base to the middle base's landing platform. All of these changes wound up leading to a much more streamlined experience and became an area where players would have frequent firefights in. All the layout changes wound up leading to the map's size almost doubling. The final area to see major changes from the original layout was the bridge itself. Over the course of the map's development, the bridge went through, as expected at this point, multiple iterations. The original bridge was actually completely open and exposed, which meant players could be sniped off of it from practically any location on the map. This made taking the bridge a large gamble for players. To address this, giant pylons were added to provide players some form of cover from both the center base and the opposing enemy base. The pylons did help in encouraging players to use the bridge more, but they just weren't enough. So an overshield was added as incentive for players to cross the chasm, and made players who picked up the item successfully into a spearhead for their team, allowing them to bash their way into the enemy base. But the overshield proved to be too powerful for defending players to stop. So, the pylons were duplicated and moved closer to both teams' bases to provide more cover on the bridge as a whole, but also take cover away from the overshield location. This now meant that players from any corner of the map could shoot at the overshield spawn location. With all these changes, the bridge began to be a vital combat zone on the map that couldn't be ignored. However, the other major hurdle for developing this map was the fact that I wanted the bridge to be both activated and deactivated by players. To accomplish this goal required tweaking the bridge's function numerous times. Originally, the bridge operated on an on-off system with a timer. The timer did work as intended, but it created major trust issues with the bridge, since players would often camp by the deactivation switch, and wait for unwitting victims to step onto the bridge, only for it to be deactivated on them immediately. To combat this, and get players to trust the bridge again, I made what I wound up calling the stoplight mechanic. What the stoplight is during the course of the bridge's lifespan, there will be 3 different colors, each having a meaning. The first color, agua, signifies that the bridge is safe to traverse and cannot be deactivated. Orange signifies the bridge can now be deactivated by players. If no player deactivates the bridge while it is orange, it will run out on its own timer. Once deactivated, the bridge will turn red for 2 seconds before disappearing. This turned out to be a huge success. Players began using the bridge far more frequently and regularly, knowing that they had a safe period on it, while keeping the ability to have the bridge deactivated by players. To further help players immediately recognize when the bridge is able to be activated, I added scripting into many of the neutral elements, such as the middle base, to change color according to the bridge's color. This, as well as a loud siren horn the map plays whenever the bridge changes to a different life cycle, means that no matter where the player is on the map, they can tell if the bridge is able to be activated or not. I have to give a huge shout out to my friend Brian, who was able to help me figure out how to get the scripting for the stoplight to work properly. While the bridge is an integral part of the map, I wanted to ensure that the map was still fun to be played on with or without the use of the bridge. The main thing I had in mind when making these alternative routes were game modes like Slayer, that didn't have a primary objective location. To ensure players could still traverse the map with relative ease, I added multiple gravity lifts throughout the map, and have their appearances dictated by game modes to ensure balance. In Slayer, for example, there is a set of gravity lifts that will launch a player directly across the map into the enemy's base. These gravity lifts, however, are not available in Capture the Flag or Assault, because they would rob the bridge of any importance and provide an easy route for flag captures. But in Slayer, Strongholds, and Oddball, they allow players to get around the map with much more ease. There is also a set of gravity lifts that go from the home base landing platforms into the center base bridge control platform. These are restricted to Slayer, Strongholds, and Oddball only. Another set of gravity lifts are located at the middle base. That will take a player to a specific team's landing platform. These lifts are available in all game modes, unlike the previous ones, but to help balance these ones, they have the highest hang time out of any gravity lift on the map, which means that players are more easily shot when taking them. Finally, there are a set of gravity lifts at the front of both teams' bases, allowing players to fly over the elbow sections. Just like the middle base gravity lifts, these are available in all game modes. Gravity lifts are not the only form of traversal that was added to the map to speed up gameplay. Both teams have a one-way teleporter at the heart of their base that, when taken, will teleport them into the heart of the middle base. Teleporters were a big concern when they were added because of Capture the Flag. If they proved too useful, then they would be threatening the importance of the bridge. But due to their final placement in the heart of the base, the teleporters became a massive asset for games to capture the flag, and solved a major problem of balancing. Due to the map's design, one problem I ran into was flag carriers were able to get away without much effort, due to the fact that once they were able to reach the middle base, there was practically no way for enemy players to catch up to them. With the addition of these teleporters, players now had a chance of recovering their flag, even if it had reached the middle base. The primary game mode I had in mind when designing this map was Capture the Flag. Everything on this map, from lines of sight to weapon respawn times and even the light bridge's timer, was tweaked with Capture the Flag in mind. The flag location was changed more than any other objective during this map's development. Ultimately, the final position was chosen because it ensured the bridge's importance, being the fastest flag capture route, but also allowed players who didn't/couldn't use the bridge a fighting chance at capturing the flag. This position ultimately gave players options. While CTF is the primary game mode for this map, it can also work with every other Halo 5 baseline game mode. Now, what would any arena-style map be without weapons? Every weapon on this map was chosen for a very particular reason and function. I did not want a single weapon to feel like it was just thrown there to fill space. I wanted each weapon to have a purpose. Starting with the big one, the main power weapon of the map is the Incineration Cannon. The Incineration Cannon is a powerful charge-up explosive that can help teams clear out enemy players from their base, as well as destroy the vehicles on the map, the Ghost. It is located at the very rear of the map in the middle base. The secondary power weapons on this map are a set of binary sniper rifles, one scattershot shotgun, and one light rifle. The sniper rifles are located on the landing platform of both teams' bases. When a match starts, the light bridge is automatically on, meaning both teams can rush at the start of the match. Running up the ramp at initial spawns, players will find the sniper rifles and can have a start of match sniper battle. The sniper rifles are also a very powerful way of either intercepting or defending objectives, such as a flag carrier. The scattershot shotgun is located in the middle base at its primary weapon platform in the center of the structure. The scattershot shotgun is, however, game mode limited and will not spawn in CTF. It's primarily used in Slayer to complement the increased speed of the game mode. While the scattershot shotgun spawns at this location in Slayer, a light rifle will spawn here in Capture the Flag and other various game modes. Having the light rifle in game modes like Capture the Flag allows whoever is activating the bridge to assist their team with suppressive fire from the bridge's control platform. Every other weapon on this map was placed with very specific reasons in mind. Some were placed as a counter, a good example of this being the plasma rifle, which spawns on the primary landing pad directly across from the flag's location. Next to it are two plasma grenades. The reason for both weapons spawning here is to give players a quick and efficient way to fight an enemy player using the Ghost or Overshield. Speaking of the Ghost, this map features one Ghost per team. The whole purpose of using the Ghost was to act as a mobile turret for both teams, and as a battering ram to charge across the bridge, making it another form of spearheading into the enemy base. Though it is built to work as a mobile turret for the base, the Ghost can traverse the entire map at its user's own peril. While pathways are large enough for it to fit through, there are many tight corners that make it easy for players to be outflanked. Each team's base features a grand total of 10 weapons. Each team possesses a binary sniper rifle, a plasma rifle, 2 plasma grenades, and a Ghost. But each team also possesses a DMR located on the rear hallway balcony that fills a role very similar to the sniper rifle and is more readily available at the cost of stopping power. A sentinel beam that is located at the very center of the base on the main clamber platform is very well suited for mid to long range fights and disposing of the Ghost. A bolt shot, which is a good mid-range headshot tracking pistol that provides defenders a readily available tool for defending their base. At the very front of the base, on the bottom floor, is the suppressor rifle that fires fully automatic tracking rounds, providing a powerful automatic pickup. The last weapon that both teams possess is a suppressed submachine gun that, while not having the stopping power of the suppressor itself, does have a high rate of fire. Combined with the fact that it has a silencer means this weapon can be used for more stealth approaches on the map. The final set of weapons are all located in the middle base. There is a set of battle rifles accompanied by 2 frag grenades each. The battle rifles are an easy to use mid-range burst rifle that can help a team sieging an enemy base. The only other weapon located in the middle besides the ones previously discussed is the single splinter grenade. The splinter grenade is located on the same platform that both the light rifle and scattershot are picked up at. A splinter grenade is a powerful aerial denial grenade that can temporarily block a pathway, especially when taking into consideration close quarter areas. Splinter grenades can also EMP an enemy Ghost. The only other items left on this map that a player can pick up are a set of power-ups, one being the overshield located on the bridge, but the other is active camo, which is located near the scattershot / light rifle weapon platform. The active camo is game mode limited to just Capture the Flag only though. What active camo provides to players is a sneaky alternative to assaulting the enemy base. With active camo, players can now enter the base completely undetected. However, due to how powerful active camouflage can be on this map, I added one thing to give all players a fair chance of knowing when it's in play. When active camo respawns, it will make a very quick bang sound that can be heard throughout the entirety of the map. An attentive player will hear this bang and know to have their guard up if active camo is missing off of its spawn location. I have spent a lot of time working on this map. Originally, it was a project for my Advanced Level Design 1 class in college, but going from there, I just couldn't put the map away. It seemed like too good of an idea to walk away from. So I continued to iterate and tweak on the map in my spare time between college courses and coming home from college. I wanted to make a level that felt like it belongs in the Halo universe without being overly complicated to traverse. I hope you download the map and give it a shot. Thank you for watching and putting up with me. Have a nice day.
Game over.